big Batman super fan. Okay, between you and I do love Batman, but a lot of the Batman stuff I have in my life is just because people knew that that was the only thing about me, and I got a lot of Batman gifts. Like, I have a lot of different Batman stuff that I did not go out of my way to collect, and yet here. Point is, you can't talk about Batman without talking about Kevin Conroy. All right, the GOAT, the best to ever do it, the best to ever not put on the cape and cowl. Kevin Conroy, rest in power. He recently passed away, and I just wanted to share some stuff that I thought was awesome about him and about the work that he did. First off, Kevin saw his own family battling alcoholism and managed to escape that. Obviously, as someone who dabbles in voice acting, he has my respect as an incredible voice actor. But also, he is a classically trained Juilliard graduate. He actually got a full scholarship to Juilliard's drama division, and he roomed with Robin Williams, and he also knew Christopher Reeve. They went there at the same time, who would, later on become Superman. I think it says a lot that you have an openly gay man who was playing one of the most iconic characters to ever exist, despite the stereotypes that there may be of them not being as masculine or as manly. That clearly wasn't the case with him or his portrayal of Batman. It might have even made his performance better, knowing what trials and tribulations he dealt with in real life and bringing that into the character of Bruce Wayne. He had to appear one way, but still considered himself to be another. But that brings me to the Batman performances. Obviously, you have his work in the animated series. One of my favorite episodes is I Am the Night, in which Gordon ends up getting put in the hospital and Batman blames himself for it and goes down this dark, depressed mental space. And Robin is actually, one of the people who has to come to him. Dick Grayson's got to be like, hey, like, what are you doing? You never taught me to give up. And it's this really great moment, and it's great to see that even your heroes can break down too. And of course, you also have the iconic, I am vengeance, I am the night, I am Batman. That comes from there. So iconic that it even inspired a line from the most recent, the Batman movie with Pattinson in the lead. The whole, like, a huge theme of it being based around that line, I am vengeance. Mask of the Phantasm, also an amazing performance when he's crying at his parents' tombstone and saying that he doesn't actually want to be Batman. He wants to live a normal life, and that he feels he owes them this debt. And he says, I didn't count on being happy. Oof. He'd go on to reprise the role a lot of times, but as older Bruce Wayne in Batman Beyond, I didn't appreciate it as much when I was a kid, but I definitely appreciate it more now. He's yelling at Terry, backseat driving as Batman. Terry! When Terry has the issues with Ten and the Royal Flush Gang, and he asks Bruce, he's like, this type of thing ever happened to you? Let me tell you about a woman named Selina Kyle. I know I'm not doing it any justice, but it just makes me feel good. Or in the pilot, the Joker gang actually meets up with him and tries to take him and Terry on, and he's just like, who do you think you're talking to, old man? We're the Jokers. And he just goes, sure you are. Oh my God, I love it. Straight to video release of Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, which I had as a kid and loved it, and I still love it to this day. If you check out HBO Max now, you'll see that there's actually the I guess it's the director's cut, or the more mature, not super kid friendly version is on there. It's awesome. But Kevin does some of his best work as Bruce. He's bringing all of this pain of what had happened previously to the whole Bat family because of the Joker, and how he's trying to protect Terry, so he's pushing him away, and how at the very end of it all, he tells Terry that he says, you once told me it was Batman that made you worthwhile. You were wrong. It's the other way around. I should have looked up the quote exactly. Maybe I didn't get the words correct. But that just always really stuck with me. And when I heard that Kevin had passed, it's exactly what came to my mind. That, like, so many people remember him for playing Batman. But I think more so, people are going to continue remembering Batman because of him. How many of us read a Batman comic or listen to any Batman audio drama, or watch a Batman cartoon, and you know, when we're reading the comic books, we're thinking of Kevin Conroy's voice, and when we hear that it's not Kevin Conroy's voice, we're comparing it to Kevin Conroy's voice. Oh, and one more Batman Beyond moment. Out of the past, where Talia comes back and decides to give Bruce the Lazarus Pit and give him the gift of youth again, but it turns out that she's actually Ra's al Ghul in her body, you know, in Talia's body, trying to prime Bruce's body to get taken over. Terry comes to save him from Talia, who's using Raish's old man voice. And he's like, "You're freaking me out." And Bruce is just like, she kissed me. Also, just episode-wise, we get to see some awesome moments of Terry teaming up with Bruce, close to what he would have been like in his prime. And that is just an awful lot of fun, because there are a few moments in the Batman Beyond series where we get to see Bruce, like, kind of make his way into the suit, or a version of the suit, or kind of get in on the action a little bit. You know, we're really itching for it. Of course, you have awesome moments in the Justice League animated series where he has to sing to save Diana, Wonder Woman, from being slaughtered as a pig. You have the Once and Future Thing, in which Batman goes to the future and meets Terry and older Bruce, which is a lot of fun. And you know, they have all these nice back and forths about, like, oh, I'm more surprised I lived this long, and you know, are criminals still superstitious and cowardly? My favorite Batman moment, animated Batman moment, probably is the death of Ace. It involves Batman sitting with this version of Ace, not the Bat Hound, but the Royal Flush Gang member Ace, not the cyborg, but a girl who is a psychic, actually. So that's her deal. But she is still a little girl, and she has a very vulnerable and tender moment in the last moments of her life, and you know, the most hardcore hero is there to handle her, and it's Batman. And I think just seeing the way that Batman handles this girl who has dealt with so much in so little of a time, there's a part of lots of us out there that also wish that we had a Batman like that, to just sit on the swing next to us for a little bit, let us be a kid, and not really say anything, not try to give any advice, but just be there to understand and hold our hands through it. I think that, you know, that's part of what Batman is to me. And, you know, maybe one day I'll go through my whole collection. Oh, I forgot. In the Arrowverse, in the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover event, the Batwoman episode, they combined Kevin Conroy's, obviously, Batman voice and, you know, himself, with the DC's Kingdom Come exoskeleton older version of Bruce, with the Snyderverse Batman, which is, you know, a very hardcore version, in which he literally says, you know, the world only makes sense if you force it to. So yeah, they pulled from a lot in there and put it all into Kevin Conroy's Bruce Wayne. And I was not disappointed. But yeah, this has been Plant-Based Booch. This is my first plant-based review, plant-based video. I like smoking plants just as much as I like eating them. If you haven't checked out my TikTok, I have some cooking videos there. And also just some fun stuff I've done. Batman, rest in peace.